Hello, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to another BCL match cast. I'm the one and only YellowHat, and with me tonight is the one and only goddamn superhero. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, gamer. I'm glad to be here, brought back on the casting bench. They allowed me to be with you. I know we've had that restraining order, but I'm just glad that you let me back in your life once more.
You know, they try to keep us apart so much. I don't know what it is. Our powers combined, it's too much for this world.
As it hits the brown note and everyone just loses it. And so speaking of the brown note, we're going to see someone wiped on the floor tonight. Which team is it going to be? Is it going to be Havoc or is it going to be Rebel? These two are both in NA Gold region. And you know what? We can skip the banter as we're just getting into the match right now. We're at Factory.
Like you said, it looks like we're on Factory. We have Rebel starting on the Enforcer side, or the attacking side, and we have Havoc over on the, oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of the other faction. It's crazy how much I played this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Rebels.
Revolter,
yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, Revolters, yeah.
It's like Rebel, Revolter, there we go. My brain's working. It's late. It's Saturday. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and the regular crowd is shuffling in as we get into match number 1 here. And so it's looking like
we're looking like a top floor getting set up for the roof. I mean, we see a foam going down. They'll probably take hatch in just a moment. They're leaning over towards, it looks like on the A side. I don't see too many people over for orange, but we got a guy by generator. We got a guy for the locker. We might be going in.
I was gonna say, let's look at these loadouts. I mean, so Havoc, we've got 3 silenced pistols, a Taurus, and an auto pistol, and then over on Rebel, like, all of them are electing to use the auto pistol, even though, to my knowledge, it was nerfed. So
yeah, at the moment it's a 3-shot headshot. It's a little bit faster in close quarters, but I mean, if you're gonna aim for heads, you can click them in 2 instead of 3.
Yeah, and so we see some droning in, and it looks like one player is spotted under the hatch, and that drone gets shot down, and it's looking like Baymask tries to go for the kill, but Explosion Max gets traded out by Collins after taking out Baymask. It's now a 4-on-4. Collins get another one onto the Chosen One, and all of a sudden it's a 4-on-3 for Rebel, and they are going to be breaching the hatch wall here, trying to go for a fast EMP plant. 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. They have so much time to work with, and it's looking like they are getting all together, whatnot. Karma gonna be tossed in a flash.
I don't think he did he pull the pin on that flash? It threw in, but nothing happened.
I hope so, but Asia gets taken out. Oh, nice headshot for Blizzard, and another one.
Nice. And so now we have a 2 versus 1 in the favor of Rebel at the moment. The EMP is planted, but right now, I mean, if Blue's up top, he can just shoot him in. Guess what? He does. You were killed by Blue.
It's a very nice execute coming out of Rebel. Great initial defense coming out from Havoc, but ultimately Rebel they had the numbers, they had the utility still, and they were able to overwhelm Havoc there on their first pistol round. And so now we're going into the second round, and we see a couple of Force Spies coming out from Rebel. We got Blue and Cux over on the Vezins there. The other 3 still remaining on those auto pistols, and then over on Havoc, we have 1 auto pistol, 3 silence pistols, and actually 4 silence pistols as Blizzard makes his purchase there.
Yeah, and so with buying the Vezin on these early rounds is interesting. Like if you lose it to the enemy, they can pick it up. It's a risk if you don't make the play, but again, they're gonna have such a strong advantage if they come into direct gunfire by having those in hand. You don't always get to have it, but if you get that plant, you have just enough money for most of your team to get it.
Yeah, and I mean, Havoc, because they have to save, they don't have any util to really hold off a push, and Rebel has full util here. I mean, they have drones, they have a couple nades, they have a heal, breaching foam. I mean, they're set up for the
one by utility. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be important here. And speaking of important, it's going to be important that they get inside quietly, stealthily, as we're going to our second floor. It looks like we might be moving into museum in a second. We have a drone coming in, checking it out. We have Explosion Max, who's on the balcony here in the lobby. And he could hear right now that Cux is moving. He's walking fast. He's going to be able to call 1, 2, and 3 here. They're walking on to what looks like the B site here. Throwing nades. And ooh! I say the invisible wall got him. Blizzard gets a drone. Cux gets Blizzard. And now, B sites, I mean, we have one there. We have Hydra Wolf takes out Blue. Explosion Max is going to get the surprise.
Oh my god,
Oh,
he's not been spotted yet.
That's
He's
restraint.
had a
I've never been able to stay this long before. I always I blow my load immediately, and so I don't think he's gonna do that today. He's gonna wait until he can completely surprise him.
Is he gonna get the player in the back of the head, or is he just? Oh wait, no, he's making footsteps. Oh,
Oh,
no, explosion!
yeah, such an advantage.
He played so patiently, and then just all of a sudden, just made some footsteps, and that threw it completely off. And
yeah, can't be stealth if you're loud, and so that's just, you know, commit to it. It was going to work. If he could have taken one easily, maybe two. And now it looks like our last player here, Wabez, is caught off site, and they know where he's at, and they overwhelmed him.
Yeah,
so there we go.
Yep, Colin does pick up that kill, and already at 5-1, just having a great start for this game.
I would say I would feel very good as well with that. And now we're going to see full Vezins on a Rebel here. They're going to be able to afford. Actually, it looks like no, that is a Vezin. Sorry, things are moving around. But both teams can buy. I mean, that's the point of the save. That's the point of the mask. And yeah, they have it now. We have a little bit of util. I mean, it's just one. It looked like it was one nade, and then I think that was a flash. Wabez opting to get more utility by moving over to an Omen. Omen's gonna be a 3-hit headshot. But you see him buying things like health. We see a door blocker now, so they are preparing for this bottom floor here.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, even if you're dealing with like a 2-3 hit headshot weapon, say that 5 times fast, then as long as you play, you know, kind of sneakily or get the drop on somebody, the time to kill of it's still super fast to the point where even if you have like a crazy reaction time, you're not really going to be able to react to that.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean, any gun that you feel comfortable with is good if you can drop in on your enemy. In a direct gunfight, that might be different. There might be statistics and meta to worry about, but this game is best played when you catch people off guard.
Yeah, and speaking of, it looks like Colin, as soon as they tried to enter, took a little bit of damage there. I'm not sure what player it was, but he wasn't able to return any sort of damage, and so had to use one of his 2 heals there. Blizzard does get tagged up a little bit there from some pre-fire, and it's looking like the Enforcers are going to be trying to make their way into the B site. Explosion.
In this cheeky little corner here, and the trip line didn't go off. Oh no, they didn't place that. Yeah, that usually goes off, but it looks like they were just too far away from it.
Either way, Havoc able to pick up 3 kills here, and now this Rebel push has come to a crawling halt. They have 2 minutes left. They have plenty of time, but with 3 picks already taken from Rebel there, I mean, is it worth it to just save and try again, or maybe try to get a kill?
Yeah, their money right now is not good. We see Karma and Baymass both able to afford. Colin will be able to afford as well next round, but this could hurt them if they lose.
Yeah, minute 40. Colin does pick up a kill onto Waves there, but takes a little bit of pre-fire through the wall. He does have the foam on the B site breach, but minute 30 is going to rely on Cux to try to get some kills here, and it seems like Cux is attentive to the fact that there is a player over in Connector.
He's worried about the door for a moment. He's checking it, but yeah, he's not opening himself up too much. But yeah, I guess it looks like Colin is waiting for a rotate. What was that?
I don't know. That was Chosen One. Yeah.
Oh, it was Chosen One. Yeah. Okay. Then exactly. We'll see if he makes the steps this time. If he can surprise him again, this is going to be really hard for him to catch this. And Explosion Max takes the kill from him.
I believe that was a 4K coming out of Explosion Max. Very good round coming off of them. It puts him at 5-2 now.
There you go. Let's go. He's going to be doing the happy dance as well as Colin was the round before. And now is going to be the Havoc comeback that we were all hoping and expecting. We're going to see, like I said, money here hurting a little bit. We see a couple Vezins coming out, but 2 of the players cannot afford to buy them. So we're going to have some mixed eco from here on out.
For sure. And so with your slightly more expertise than me in this game, do you feel that Factory favors one side or not?
I think in general, it kind of just depends on how well you can coordinate pushes with your teams. I think that's how most of this is. On defense, you can do things on your own. I think for us, I mean, I would probably prefer playing on offense. It's pretty easy to clear things out. You just have to worry about really a long lurk, and if you have a guy who can protect your back. Right now, I would say offense is probably favored here, but again, it's kind of up to how the team manages to play it. We haven't seen really off-site lurks here from the defense. We've seen people lurking nearby. We did see that, you know, the one earlier where they kind of lost their opportunity to get the kill, but I'm gonna be rooting for the defense to figure out how to do this, as offense, you know, have that advantage. Always root for the underdog.
So anyways, now we get into round number 4, and it looks like Waves might have just shot a drone there, and they're trying to get another drone.
Opening up that door, Infinity is down, and Karma comes from behind. We're getting blue, Colin getting blizzard. Now it is 4v3 in favor of our offense here. Trying to figure out how to catch back up, and it looks like they're getting ready to go for B. They didn't opt to blow the wall, interestingly enough. You see a lot of people do that. Baymask takes out like Hydra Whiff takes out Baymask as Baymask runs in there. And now our push seems to have slowed down. There we go. We got those late lurkers. That's what I was telling you about. I say if you actually set that up. Oh, and they missed. Did they get one?
Oh, and Colin just shuts it down, gets 2, and Nick makes it a 3rd.
Hey, if someone hasn't said it before, Colin was great. You know, we just saw him take out the lurkers. That's what's key about all of this is if you can surprise them, and Colin wasn't surprised.
And he's right now has his team on his back. He has 10 frags while the next person on his team only has 2. So I mean, Colin putting in the work for Rebel, bringing him to 3-1 on that round there.
And we have just 2 more rounds left here on this half of the match. It's up to Havoc to grab some points. I mean, walking into a half, if it were 5-1, would be really hard. It doesn't allow for a lot of opportunity to make mistakes. They need to grab some points here. For Elo-wise, Havoc is favored to be the winner here with 1179 Elo versus 952. And so we'll see if they can figure out how to coordinate against this. But they have some guns. I'm not sure what's happening with Wabez's weapons right now, but you know, Havoc does have an opportunity. They just have to hold on to it.
Perhaps
win those lurks.
Perhaps they just want to fight with their bare hands. Who knows? But
hey, like when they add that in the next update, I'll take it.
Just come up behind a guy, just clock him.
Call me Solid Snake. I'm gonna be hyped.
All right, here we go. Round number 5. Karma throwing a bit of util just to try to clear out this outside room here, but they are going to be climbing up to the 2nd, maybe 3rd floor.
3rd floor, and they're going to be checking to make sure that there is no one up there lurking behind. They know that there's lurks. They've overwhelmed them most of the times. Actually, Karma just went up to the top and then came back down, so maybe he was trying to distract them with that grappling hook. Moving in, we see maybe leaning towards A. If he's blowing that wall, that's going to allow him, if he blows this next wall here, to plant the bomb and be able to protect it from lobby. This hallway is a little bit hard of a fight if you don't have the wall behind our current character Wabez here, but they take him out, and from the headshot, they're going to be able to reach this wall and plant long. Stuck in the backup connector here. Looks like Hydra Whiff kills Cux. And they have the wall behind them destroyed, so yep, pushing him out. Chosen One off-site. The question is, will he become the Chosen One or be chosen to die? Answered before I can finish the statement.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Havoc, from what I'm seeing right now, they're hard committing to some of these fights. I mean, you have Waves, who is just in that one and done spot. Hasia, they had the 1 pick, and then they were just kind of in the open there. And I think if Havoc were to play just ever so slightly more conservatively, we might see a little bit more improved results from them, at least in terms of, you know, trading out, etc. But Rebel, they're just doing a great job of getting to the site, coordinating their entrances, and getting the frags and doing what they need to do.
Yeah, lots of 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s. I mean, they're trying to, like you're saying, Havoc's defending out further from the site, and they don't have the backup. And so I completely agree. We're losing people before they can even defend the site.
Yeah. Imagine having 5 more points than somebody who has 7, 8 more kills than you.
Hey, well, now they changed the point system. It favors more heavily planting and those other kinds of activities. And so basically, it's like kills are weighted in, but the objective play of the game is actually pretty important now. And so, with that being said, everyone brags about the KD. That's what's most important here. I'm a KD warrior as well. I just don't get. I'm just usually a negative KD warrior.
Colin's just on fire. He already picks up Blizzard within 7 seconds into the round, and Perhaps he knows that there's players in the other area.
Oh, I wasn't looking. He just walked past Colin. All right, and so they're getting ready to blow the wall over onto the A side. Explosion Max in the corner. He did wait, and he got the kill. That's what we're talking about. We just need to see more of those. Karma has to worry about coming from behind. Looks like Wabez, though, finished the job, and now we just have 2 left on the offense. EMP is down on site with the wall not blown. That's going to be a really hard pickup, and it looks like Havoc will probably take this this last round of the half.
Yeah, I mean, Baymask is going to use his second drone there to try to clear some...
Did I lose you there? Oh, I think I lost you there.
We're good? We're good? Hey?
Yeah, I hear you now, yeah. Interesting that he was going for a drone when he's a solo player. Maybe he just didn't know at the moment, but yeah, if the enemy team knows that I don't think they're going to be pushed away from a site. Wabez, though, pushes him into an early grave, and we're about to do our round switch here with 4 and 2 in favor of Rebel.
Yeah, and so I think the second pistol round is going to be really important for Havoc to try to win here to see if they want to make a comeback. Rebel, of course, if they win it, will secure their lead even more. I mean, Colin having a great half, 13 and 4. You saw him last round going 75 and a 50. Like,
yeah. I say
around.
Absolutely wild, and depending on how he plays, I mean, he can have that opportunity, or he can't see someone for the whole, the whole map, and so or whole round. And so we'll have to see here. Speaking of pistol, I mean, how do you feel about the eco these days? I mean, it is kind of crazy how it snowballs so fast. It's really hard to recover. Do you think they have a chance if they lose this one?
There's a potential, especially because the second round usually is played with only pistols and maybe one Vezin from the winning team. But something I think would be interesting is if there was a consecutive loss bonus just to help the other team come back, because there's only 6 rounds and a half. I mean,
yeah, it goes by very quick, and you lose those 2 pistols. It is brutal.
Yeah.
Now it looks like Luke gets a surprise, gets 2 right off the rip. And he gets taken out for it, but that's a victory in my book. I mean, Rebel just grabbed Havoc just grabbed 2 kills right off the bat. Yeah, Karma's looking to get back here in just a second.
That is not good for Havoc to lose 2 players right off the rip. And Orchid.
Oh, one more! And so now we're down to a 3 and 2. EMP's not even in the building, and we played all offside. Pushing up the stairs, and boosh! Colin is great. We've been saying it, and he did it again, getting 2 more kills. Going for a Kimbo. I don't think the devs want that. Oh, he's
unfortunately.
His teammates.
He's just feeling himself. I mean, you're up 15 and 4. You're just putting in the work, and I mean, you just swing and get a double kill with ease. I mean, he's making it look easy.
Yeah, the question is he sweating or is he sweating? And so right now, I mean, he is tearing up the battlefield. Explosion's doing good for his team, but again, we're just seeing the big numbers over on that side. So this is, if Rebel gets this next one, it's basically a guaranteed tie for the game. It locks in no loss, and so we'll see if Havoc can bring this back, but they can't afford to lose any more rounds.
And I have massive respect for Cucks right now.
I saw it too. I was like, oh no, oh no. Oh, I feel so ashamed when I die to that in Control Point, because they never have good scores. But those people manage to kill me, and it makes me so frustrated. But yeah, I guess if he can hold Generator, prevent people from coming in here. I mean, Utility usually is what I would go for instead. But if he can make it work, who's to say it's bad?
We saw Cucks kind of turn that shoddy to himself. I didn't want his name to change the Kurt there, but
oh no. Oh no. Do you think that the Breachers audience understands that right? It might be. I would say we're a little older than them, unfortunately. So we have Boots on the field right now as Blizzard dropped in. Karma is about to get overwhelmed, I think, but no. Looks like Baymask takes out 3 in a row. Question is his team gonna let him get the other 2?
And Orchid. Baymask gets 4. Is Baymask gonna go for the ace?
Oh, let him get the last one, please.
Oh, he's
Baymax
going. He's going. He
Colin, don't be great! No, Colin!
Oh, Colin's just like.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense. I
That
would
was
too.
a stolen ace if I have ever seen one. That was
Yeah.
straight highway robbery.
You see a Cucks running in there, getting ready to get the kill, and geez, just taken from him. But hey, we saw it. We have it recorded. We know what was great, but unfortunately, I said, yeah.
It looks like Cucks might even be.
Oop. I think I'm having the internet issues, not you. Sorry, I froze there. Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Spooky. I'd say the video froze for me too. All right.
All right.
Well, again, it's a guaranteed tie at the moment, 6-2. Havoc needs it to have a 4-round comeback, or they're calling it a loss here. We're seeing Vezins pull out both sides, except for Cucks. And, this is your chance to show that you actually understand how to use the weapons on your back.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are into what is potentially the final round of game number 1. And look at this, Cucks just chilling.
Playing very offside. They're feeling confident. They're ready to get those early kills, and it does demoralize you when you lose people before you even get in the building. I mean, it can absolutely destroy. We see the ping at the window. They're backing away over to the tank because from there, if you're all hiding behind the other side of this wall facing the building, it is really easy to get a bunch of kills on people. But
yeah, I mean, none of them are even inside now. They've just spent 30 seconds trying to chill outside, maybe trying to reconsider where they're, wanting to go here. They're staring at that window, and Blue's going to take a peek and actually does catch one. Is he going to get the headshot though? Nope.
But Wabaz catches the headshot. There we go, getting a shot over on Blue. And yet, they were ready for that. They were hoping someone would get aggressive, and they took him for it. Oh, he picks up his Vezin, and we're moving away. Yeah, they're not confident about the shotgun anymore. And we have, I think, people in lobby now.
He still has it.
Oh no, they threw a Vezin over to him.
Yeah.
I think he has both. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And there, Wabaz could be surprised here. Cucks just needs to play calm, and this, it could be great.
He's being so patient.
I think that's what you need to do. If you're gonna lurk like that, you have to commit. You have to commit for sure. And so right now we have Explosion, we have Hydra Wolf, we have Blizzard, Wabaz all pushing in, getting ready for what might be an A here. They're checking just to make sure no one's in the headshot. We have someone over on the connector. We have, it looks like Colin is great on site. They're getting ready to foam and reach in this wall. Hydra Wolf gets a Cucks, Baymask gets 2. Karma gets 1, and now it's just Hydra Wolf left.
Oh, and now it's a 1v1.
1v1. How the tables have turned. And so if Colin gets this, it's game over here. He just needs to sit on site. Just needs to just chill. It's up to, there's a minute. It looks like Hydra Wolf may not have the EMP. And so he's got to collect that, and he's pretty hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Colin has a clear health advantage, and Hydra triggered the alarm there. So Colin technically knows where Hydra's at.
Yep, knows where he's at, and shows us that he can find him too. And there we go. Colin is great once again, showing us that he can top the leaderboard. The question is, will he do it for the next 2 games? As they took that one away. 17-5. Next best is 11-5 from Baymask, who was unfortunately had that ace taken away from him. But overall, good game. I thought it would be a little closer given the elo, but still, that's just the first map. Everyone plays different on every maps. Everyone's confident at something, something else. And I think the maps are actually pretty different in this game. And you can't just say it's over here, but we will have to see a show from them for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, the other 2 maps that we have left in the pipeline potentially are Skyscraper, which features even more long-range angles, just like Factory there, and then we also have Hideout, which is much more close quarters. And so I think between those 2 maps, we could see one team, really just prevail over the other. It could be way more even. It's really just dependent on how much practice any of these teams have really had. I mean, that was a very clean play from Rebel. Granted, they had one player just doing so much work for them, but I mean, even the others were just on the same page, same level of confidence. They're both double peaking. They're, taking aggro fights when they need to do that. And, they're playing passive when they need to. It just seems like they were a much more cohesive unit, and they were getting a lot of those early picks that would swing the rounds into their favor.
Sure, completely. I mean, yeah, they're playing together. They're not being separated. They were actually patient on their lurks. And speaking of patient, we waited a little bit, and now we see Hideout coming here in just a second.
That's crazy. No, like 5-10 minute break. We're just right into this. We'd love to see that.
Dude,
Thank you.
I wish I could see that in EU.
Everybody's like, let's take 15.
We must go for a smoke break and have a cigarette on top of that smoke break. It's like, yeah, oh my God, it takes forever. But we have, looks like top floor. You know, we're going to be having the Havoc on the offense here. I do think this is an offense-sided map right now. People have figured out the strategies to really push into these sites, and it's hard to lurk off here. There's only a few places you can come from, so it's really easy to cover those spots. It's going to be, you know, up to Rebel to show us that they have the quality defense, and Havoc to try to get some points to make sure they're not out.
It looks like we have swapped somebody on the Rebel side. It looks like B-Stark is in for somebody else, and then I don't think
it looks like.
Yeah, and it looks like over on Havoc we have the same 5. So, anyways, the round has officially started.
Looks like we might be setting up for an A here in just a second. That window where we saw someone just fall down from is pretty common for trying to break into the A balconies. We have Colin the Great. He's going to be checking over by Hatchet, the hatch. I don't think he's going to pop out because he could get shot, but I do believe we're mounting for an A balcony hit here in just a second. Putting 2 people at this window is interesting, but if they catch the person who's checking here, can damage them quite well. We have 2 people going from the front balcony. They're going to be popping in here in a sec. They can clear out the window. We're going to be ready to push. B-Stark, I actually haven't seen someone stand up on there. I feel like you're going to expose yourself way more, but they might not be expecting it and aim away for the head.
Hey, sometimes the off angles are the ones that really get you. And I mean, all we have so far is Karma taking a little slap on the wrist, and Waves also taking just a bit of chip damage there. But as I say that, Karma actually picks up Orchid there, getting the first pick of the game. Baymask gets Blizzard, but Havoc able to trade 2 for 2, and so now it is 3 on 3. And they see where some of these other players are.
EMP is like in the hands of our offense here. They can move around, but they have a breach foam. They can make this work. I mean, it is hard without it, especially on the pistol rounds. We see Karma looking to do a long flank here. If he just needs to be quiet about halfway. Oh, he's going downstairs. Okay, yeah. I mean, even better. He just needs to be quiet about it. That's the thing, is if he can catch him off, it could be pretty good. But looks like they might just push into the door on the B side.
And look at this, Blue is tucked in the corner. Gets 1, but gets traded out by Waves. It's now a 2 on 2, and both teams have pretty much the same amount of health. 1 person full and 1 person half. B-Stark looking for a pick here, and Havoc is going to rotate over to A with a minute left here, which is a good call. And Spulsion gets so much damage, but not enough.
Karma's at the bottom of the stairs, so we're going to see in just a moment he's going to overwhelm them. Oh, never mind.
It doesn't matter. Both Havoc players able to finish off their kills after some pretty intense gunfire there, and Havoc able to pick up the pistol round. Definitely a change from what we saw last game. So the question is, are they going to be able to continue the momentum, or are Rebel going to be able to come back and bring it 1-1?
So true. I'd love to see it. I mean, again, it's the ELO would have put people in favor of Havoc, and we just got to see if they can actually carry this one back. But yeah, we'll see if Colin becomes great once more. That's what I'm looking out for. and so we have the lower floor here. Yeah, the B room is where we see a lot of people pushing in these days. Not too many A plays, but yeah, so I'm expected to see this here as they're all kind of bunched up. But this could be a death sentence here. We have a grenade which could be rolled out underneath. There's a technique where you can silently roll the nade underneath the door, and it surprises a lot of people.
I need to learn how to do that. I'm gonna be completely honest.
We've seen it happen to us. I've never actually recreated it, but yeah, it makes no sound at all.
This is a crazy little spot from Blue. I mean, the question is, are they actually going to check this? There comes the nade.
He threw the nade back at himself. No. Flashes in. Exposure max. Oh, okay. Wait, hold your fire. Hold your fire. See the whites of their eyes. No, and Orchid's gonna take him out because of it. Could have held on just a little bit longer, but a grenade takes him out from Karma. This is utility. They're making it work for them.
Are they gonna peek in the door?
Hopefully they don't, because there's a head peak where Blizzard's at. It's so hard to push this. It's better just to let them come in and you take them out.
And Baymask was able to pick up one of the Vezins. That's really not good for Havoc there, because, I mean, if Baymask just picks up a headshot, he's going to be able to have the gun advantage at this point.
Yeah, exactly. They have to push in through the corridor and die, and if they don't have the tools to get in another way, I mean, this is going to be a really hard round for them. We'll probably see the gymnasium door blow in a second. They've changed the pen on it, so it is slightly easier of a plant. But we might be seeing a drop into storage here in a second instead.
But, I mean, this has all happened within the first minute of the round. They still have 2 minutes to try to make something happen, and we see them trying to sneak around. Baymask is, or
That's
Beast.
Beast. Yeah. They're gonna overwhelm him. Oh, he runs away, but he got the intel. Oh, and he's gonna hide. I think this is gonna be the end of him. And there we go. Vezin's dropped. Karma and Beastark are the only 2 left. 2v2. Beastark's very hurt. They kind of know roughly where he's at. Now it looks like Karma gets 1 on the back of the site. He has the Vezin. And
Blizzard only has a revolver. There's one.
Revolver still 1 headshot. Oh. Hey, but he got the tap, you know, before. It was good. But yeah, Karma just ends up getting that headshot and
almost clicked the head. That was an almost click the head. But Rebel able to take the round 1-1, and now they're gonna have pretty much, they could go full guns if they wanted to, and that's looking like what they're gonna do. They got 4 Vezins, and it looks like Havoc has 3, maybe potentially more, but the other 2 players, Waves and Explosion, I don't know what their eco is like, so they potentially might be just running pistols this round. So weird eco on both teams, but nevertheless.
Beastark couldn't afford. He's going Cyclone this time. Yeah, Waba is. But yeah, I mean, again, if you could pick up guns on site like that happened last round, you can change it. You know, getting the utility to make it so that way you can get those picks, very important.
But it's looking like we have a mid-floor push. Yeah, second floor. So, or yeah, that would be second floor for Europeans and ground floor for Americans.
I misunderstand this every single time my team says this stuff. I get so confused because I'm the only one.
Do they actually call the basement the first floor?
We have to say hatch now. Instead of get the floor, go upstairs. I get confused. All right, we have Orchid taking Call in the Great right off the rip. You know, that was a good hiding spot that worked once, but it does not work more than once. Interesting though that they killed the person on the downstairs floor. They were ready for that. They must have heard something.
That was the wrong time to have a nade in your hand. Baymask picks up the headshot on the Waves, brings it back 4-4. Baymask looking for more. I mean, he's holding this Jeep or van. That's a van, not a Jeep. YellowHat, and gets a second headshot onto Orchid. He's looking for more. He's hungry for kills. He sees the third one, but gets taken out by
his gun just down a second. But it's 3v3. I mean, again, anyone's game at this point. You know, oh, never mind. Explosion Max takes out Beastark, excuse me.
Look at Karma just blind firing, trying to.
And that's a dangerous place to blind fire. If you shoot through the tarp there, you can kill them. And so Hydra Wolf pushing in, invisible but running. I don't know. Yeah, I always wonder what's the strategy there. But and it looks like they're just priming the room, trying to get people to lure out.
Yeah, I mean, they have the numbers advantage. They're about to blow open the wall. Blue is about to get caught.
Yeah, I say this is a dangerous spot to be in. But, I mean, you can catch someone too immediately. Oh, what is this? Okay, interesting. Close quarter combat, if I've ever heard of it. Blizzard and Karma look like a little bit of... No, actually, yeah, there's a trade-off there, 1v2. And if Blue gets caught from behind, he's out. And it looks like...
This is so awkward. They're on the other side of the wall from each other. The question is, I mean, both players are there, so they didn't really...
They're clearly not expecting him. Yeah. I think he's gonna... Oh! Oh! Yes, Blue got him. Nice.
That was somehow worked out.
I mean, we were surprised by that push up to that position. He could totally get caught off if they were on the other side of the van and would have saw him, but they just weren't expecting him there. And that's the beauty of this game. There's so many places to hide. Don't do the ones that everyone else does, and you get some kills like that. You catch them off guard.
Yeah, I mean, he turned a bad situation into what looked like an even worse situation, but somehow it managed to work out. So props to Blue for that amazing clutch. 1 versus 2, bringing Rebel 2-1 as we go into the 4th round here.
And we're seeing, it looks like mixed buy over on Havoc's side. We're seeing, again, I don't see Colin's gun, but the rest of his team was able to get Vezins. So I'm not sure. I guess Orchid and Blizzard were not able to afford. But a Deagle, I mean, again, if you can get headshots with a Deagle, you just have to be good with it. And, you know, I believe he can do it. I have faith. We have some utility out on the field. We're seeing the static fields. We're seeing some trips. Again, we just need to see how they handle this. I believe last time we lost people early on in that the storage room push. So the question is, how will they overcome it this time? Checking the top floor, making sure garage is clear.
Use their little drone to try to see, and I wonder if Baymask got... I don't think Baymask got caught out here. Not sure where that drone eventually flew to, but doesn't matter. Baymask picks up the kill.
They know someone's upstairs, but he did the right thing. I mean, he waited. He saw someone pop in, and he got him. I mean, when you know that people are going to push for garage, if you play on the other side and get an early pick, that screws up everyone's plan when someone dies right off the rip. Blue wants to retry. He wants to make it work again.
Hey, I believe.
Explosion gets Colin, and we're down back to a 4v4. But they're not going to expect Blue here, and I think he is going to get a surprise here in a second. He gets 1, 2, and is there a third to get? No, they're both downstairs. And so they can hear the footsteps. Karma knows they're there. He probably just heard the clink from that. And he pushes out, gets 1. Oh my god.
Doesn't even matter. Karma just gets both.
Karma's coming for you. They've been saying it. And so 7-2 for him. He's being the next Colin is great. We love to see it. We love to have the battlefield change up a little bit. But yeah, again, pushing out's risky, but when you get that stupid red notification in your face when you're trying to see what just happened, and you're ready to you're ready to push into it, it can work to your advantage.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it looks like Rebel actually lost a player as we see Bot Isaac buying the Knut.
Oh no.
It's okay though. Let Bot Isaac do his thing. But
I say that gives Havoc a chance to come back to get something here.
I mean, we got 2 Omens and we've got, is that a Viper?
That's a Viper, yeah.
Yes, Orchid. I know my gun name.
I literally have pictures up on my other monitor. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna know some information. But yeah, I mean, I've almost never see people buy the Viper. It's interesting. He's bought down below. He got some utility.
Oh, this is a play. This is very much a play.
Can we see him through the wall there? Do you know if? Oh, okay. No, he's good. And he has. Oh no,
he got seen by the corner.
I don't think he did, but Blue did get 1 kill. But this is going to be a Havoc round here, as they got 4 people right off the rip there.
Hey, you
3
can
in a bot.
believe in I potentially still believe in Karma. They're 8-2. They have a heal. They have a Vezin. Don't discount them just yet.
Karma's loaded, and Havoc's, Hydra Wolf is the only one. Actually, no. Now we see Explosion with a Vezin as well. He's walking around though. He's gonna be heard. They're gonna know he's there. EMP is planted.
Especially after throwing that nade. I mean, there's not really too much of a point of sneaking here, I guess, because they're gonna expect you to wrap around, and it's looking like Havoc are taking up good post.
It's going to be Rebel right now going for a save. Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, that happens. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. But yeah, Karma, I think Karma's just going to save here. They're not going to go for it, which is a wise decision. I mean, you have the rounds to play with, and you're trying to buy time to get your 5th player back.
Exactly. Yeah, making sure that they can get their 5th player. I mean, that can help them keep this lead that they have. It's going to be very important.
Oh, he just barely evaded the vision of the player outside, but Orchid.
Oh, he dies. And we did get Cucks. Oh, okay. Cucks was back for a second, but now Bot Tom is back in. So I'm not sure if we're having this disconnect, like what's happening there, but it seems like, they have 2 players who aren't ready to play right now. That is not good for Rebel, but we're 3-2 on the final round of the half. Hopefully, Rebel plays out as long as they can here. It is a lot harder to do that.
We got Lee Mato Sin. So 3rd swap is the charm.
Yep, they'll make it work for him somehow, some way. But yeah, this is going to be you know, again, our final round of the half. It's a close game so far. It's been different. I mean, we're not seeing that bloodbath early on. And so now this is just our opportunity for Havoc to again show us if they grab that one, they just have to have a good defense afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do find this map to be a little bit more in favor of the defense, although
That's interesting. You know, I'm opposite on that. I think offense is the way.
I think it depends on the floor, right? Like there's
there's some sites that are way easier to defend. That top bathroom is so frustrating to defend.
And so we have Spolsion Max on the window, and it's looking like they're gonna, no pun intended, breach in. And the other players just standing around. This could be really bad.
Oh, and they ran in. Karma's there. Baymass there. They hurt.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Karma? What is happening?
I think there were flashbangs, so there was just confusion all around.
Oh no! Okay, I thought he was gonna kill his whole team with a nade.
The headshots to the wall. Oh my god, the triple wall bang.
What is happening? And Havoc gets the EMP plant, but for not. I mean,
at what cost? Blind fired him out the window?
Oh,
He's confused.
Yeah, I didn't think that wall was pen, and so yeah, it must have been through the window. Crazy though. I mean, again. That was a risky jump in there, and you know, doesn't always work.
He's playing his Pheasant like it was a guitar.
Yeah, time to shred on the battlefield and shred up your enemies. 2 and 4 again. Havoc having their opportunity to lead here. They need this. They wanted this. They're happy. And so the question is again on that defense, can they do it? So this one, is this one of the sites that you're thinking that they'll have the advantage on?
Potentially. I mean. It's slightly easier to defend A, I would say. I mean, usually B seems to be the favored site for going into here because, I mean, there's not a lot. You don't really want to be on site B. Usually you kind of watch it from connector and maybe, or, well, both the connectors because there's 2 of them, at least in my knowledge. But, you know, as soon as the garage gets blown open and, you know, the other wall gets blown open, I mean, that site is so hard to defend. Plus, I mean, I've seen it once where they go for the plant, a player goes downstairs, and they plant it on the table so that it's right under the hatch, so that you can shoot
it is brutal to try and get them to work. Karma dodging an A, but not dodging some bullets here as Blizzard takes him out. Oh my god. All right, we're down to 4 and 2 at the moment with Blue and Baymask trying to figure out how they can recover. Hydra Wolf going to push, and he sees him there. They know he's there. But with pistols, they're not going to do too much damage through these walls. Wabez taking the risk and gets the kill. And now we just have Baymask, who I guess is just going to run it and gun it here. It's pistol round. What else can you do?
Oh, trigger discipline. Oh, no, he didn't have the kill
Trigger discipline and lag are not a good combo.
So... He thought he had the kill, but I mean, I would have just let him walk right by. I mean, that's a tough call. You shoot once, and then at that point, you have to commit to it. So Havoc having a clean sweep within the first minute of the pistol round. I mean, it's crazy to see some of these teams just like they're getting these picks right away. And next thing you know, it's a 2v2 and 30 seconds have passed when there's 3 minutes in a round. I mean,
exactly. This game can be played so much slower, but you never see it. I mean, you see people like recovering in rounds, but for the most part, you see a lot of these teams just pushing so quickly. Yeah, as you said, you have so much time to work with. Don't kill yourself before the game starts.
Yeah, so 30 seconds before we get started on this, I mean, which is a long time. Oh my. And so we have...
Look at all those nades.
Yeah, Rebel want to make an explosive entrance, and I mean they have. It looks like probably a couple smokes there too to try to go for a fast B plant. Havoc though does have a Cadillo and a Vezin. So the Cadillo being an interesting choice because it's a single shot rifle, but it's a one tap at pretty much any range you're ever going to encounter in this game.
It's the shortest range map, which that's what confuses me. On Skyscraper, I forgive it, but here it's an interesting choice.
He gets the kill.
He gets the kill. Again, what do I know? I'm just they make me watch the games for a reason. 3 people on site against Blue, but Blue takes 2. All right, I guess he took 1 before, but yeah. And now it's 3 versus 2 in favor of Rebel.
Yeah, Waves needs to make this Pheasant try to work, considering it's the best weapon that they have right now. Lee Matos actually picks up the Cadillo.
Beastark is able to plant here. They made this site so much harder now that you can't shoot through that wall anymore. Karma gets the kill, and again, Rebel gets the plant and the points.
It's actually, I did not know you couldn't shoot through that wall anymore.
Yeah,
So
they changed that one. And the upstairs bathroom on A, you used to be able to shoot through that wall, and like with those two now, it's changed so much.
That's insane. But speaking of insane,
we lost the player. Havoc
did
lost. We have Botnik again. Something's going on, and yeah, the Rebel looks like they might take this one home.
It depends. I mean, they got a lot of time to try to get back in. 40 seconds. We'll see.
True, yeah, you're saying that these are long planning rounds. You have plenty of time to get in position, get something set up. Speaking of setup, one thing I've noticed is we're not seeing a lot of hatches being used here. We're pretty much playing everything on the same floor for the most part. Not a lot of the verticality doing offsites and deep lurks like we were kind of seeing at near the end of Factory. It's kind of interesting how they've just kind of opted to go straight to the site.
Yeah, I mean, especially on like this map, especially, I feel like hatches are really useful. You see the second floor or like third floor hatch down to the second floor A site. That again. Let's go. I cut out again, but I am back.
So I think it's Discord because we're losing. Yeah. I'm losing video as well.
Yeah. So third floor hatch down to second floor A site. But anyways, enough of that because we have the round to start. And Explosion Max picks up the first kill in the first 15 seconds. So Havoc getting the entry there, which is really good for them. Waves picks up another one. Karma tries to throw a nade, but it bounces back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Blue gets taken out, and Lee Matos gets taken out. Karma now in a 1 versus 5. Vezin and a Dream.
He gets Wabez, who was able to swap in for the bot. He come back, but he gets overwhelmed. Explosion Max comes from behind. 4 and 5, and we're seeing this game even up before our eyes.
Yeah, I mean, great effort for Karma there. They pick up 2, but, you know, ultimately not enough. They get scissored in and, yeah, just get ended. So, Rebel up 5-4. Havoc are making that comeback, which is what they need. They need to force a game 3 here, and they need to prevent Rebel from winning another game.
I mean, as long as they get a tie, I mean, it can't.
It would go for round 3, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they for sure, you know, want to actually win this. Losing a round is devastating for them after such a good comeback so far.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, Havoc are pretty heavily invested into this round. I mean, some of them are going to have money for full buys next round, but ultimately, I mean, 3 of those players, probably not. But, I mean...
Yeah, no. Wabez and Explosion, yeah, I don't think we'll be able to afford. The other 3, yeah, you're right. But and you see Wabez going even deeper. He's 325 right now.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Rebel are in pistols in a singular Vezin, but, I mean, they also have a lot of util.
See, one Taurus as well can make or break, but... Yeah, I still prefer a Vezin. And so we're getting into this the wine cellar here, checking the cask. We're moving forward, and it looks like we might be preparing for an A. Wabez behind the pool table, gets out the drone. A nade goes in, but doesn't land. Wabez takes out Beastark. And now we have Karma here. Karma showing us what he does best, getting kills. Orchid ran in. And it looks like, yeah. Oh, and there we go. We're losing almost everyone on Rebel here.
Was there a collateral there? Or no, okay, no, there wasn't. No, Lee just picked up 2 headshots with Taurus, and I thought it was a collat.
Did Blue run away? Why is he not in the building?
He was probably going for a flank. Blue just doing Blue things. I mean...
So I guess now, I mean, maybe he's going to go pick up a gun, but they know the EMP's in there. They likely do at least.
The question is he going to check Explosion here? Oh, wait, Explosion was looking the wrong way.
Oh my god, okay. Nope.
Oh, no, couldn't get the Vezin.
A case of the wrong pickup. Oh my, yeah, I have a ticket out there to pick up, like, item priority for pickups, and that is unfortunate one there indeed.
Yeah.
5v5, again, we could see a tie, we could see a win, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, both teams playing pretty well. I mean, we're having our technical issues, you know, both in the game and out of the game. But, I mean...
We have Wabez here finally. We're happy. We're 5v5.
Yeah. I mean, either team... This round is really important because it's going to solidify the tie for this, and it's going to set ahead their eco. And look at Havoc. I mean, 3 of them are down to double, triple digits for economy. If they lose this round, they're gonna have a very hard time on the final rounds.
For sure, and yeah, the final round will be a difference between a tie and a win. I mean, this is important to make sure that you don't put yourself at too much of risk. But both teams have done it. I mean, they bought down, and yeah, I think we're gonna see a steamroll from here on out.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see some saves to prevent that.
Yeah, I mean, they have fully invested, and we have Waves. Oh, he could try to go for the pick, but he's just playing it patient. Knows that he does not need to, get aggressive or over peak here. But the presence is known that they're on the balcony there. Karma trying to go in, and Waves gets a pick, and he might even have... Yeah.
Oh, but they have two people running in, dropping from the hatch. Karma gets... No, wait. How did he die?
Not sure.
Okay, B-Stark, I guess when he died, yeah, okay. And yep, they pinged the EMP. They are now for sure aware. 4v4. They don't have the utility to just get him out of there. And he can be backed up here and just... Why is he taking this risk?
I don't... Yeah, he gets killed by Baymask and gives Baymask a gun, which is not good. Explosion does pick up Lee, and now it's a 3-on-3.
Oh, no! Oh, yeah, he hit the corner of the windowsill. It does do that. And they have the EMP. They moved out. It's 3v3, but oh my god, are they hurt. Again, shooting through the wall. I mean, he could kill them with that. There we go.
Gets one. Doesn't get the second. That's one of the situations where, gets blue through the wall with the pre-fire. That's not good. And now Baymask forced into 1 versus 2 to try to get his team the tie.
He has a syringe. He needs to back up. He needs to heal, and he needs to try again.
I don't know if that syringe is... I mean, he's got a syringe on his own body right now, but he's not.
Yeah, it's not ready. I mean, I would just say play it slow, get healed up, because you will be at a disadvantage. And so there we go. We see the heal coming in. The question is, can he get the kills from here on out? He's 1 minute and 15 left on the clock. His team's kind of indicating maybe go A, or he's hearing them on A. It's hard to tell without knowing if he's 4 or not.
Doesn't matter.
Blizzard just on site.
Yeah, Blizzard just shuts him down, and both players were on both players were on the B side. That's what I meant to say.
They were there. They defended. They played patiently, and they just got that kill on him. Yeah. And so now, for sure, a tied game. We will be going to a map 3. The question though is, will Havoc come out as victors, or will we be getting a tie?
I mean, we got a couple Vezins, so it is doable for Rebel if they want to try to tie this up, because Havoc, do have the clear gun advantage. We see an RCP, which isn't a bad gun.
I'm RCP gang. I prefer that over like Cardillo and Marui.
Yeah. But speaking of the Cadillo, we also have a Cadillo as well. So.
Yeah. And so we'll see. I mean, again, it's just up to strategy here. We're just seeing people die so fast. It's happening so quick, and people getting overwhelmed in corners. It's not ready for the lurks outside the sites. They just need to clear corners together. We need to see some 2v1s on the offense, and we're often seeing 1v1s at the start, and that lurker will catch you first. I mean, it's almost always like that. And there we go. Again, he peeks wide on the window, just sprays him, but he doesn't get hit. Blizzard's there, and he puts up a smoke. Okay, we're seeing kills. But he kind of blocked himself off from being able to help. Teammate flashed. They have the EMP. They're going to go for a plant, so if storage isn't controlled, this is going to be it here. Massive teleports on Baymask. You see, yep, Lee Motto's getting explosion, Karma getting Orchid, and now it's 1 versus 4. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh my god, 3. But he could have had that. And there we go. We have our tie.
That is the danger of... That's crazy. That's the danger of... Yeah, that was a tie.
Why did it say... Yeah, it'd say Havoc win, but yeah, it was a tie. Interesting. But
that's the danger of peeking a gun that's a one-hit headshot, because, I mean, the Vezin, it's meta for a reason, right? It's a one-hit headshot at a good amount of ranges in this game. It shoots the fastest of any of the ARs. I mean, there's no reason to use pretty much anything else unless you're, spoiled for money. But peeking a guy with a Vezin, that's ballsy. And we almost saw Waves just completely collect it out.
Almost get a 4K. That would have been sick. But yeah, like if you look at the score, I mean, we see Waves 16 and 10. Explosion with 13 and 8. Karma 17-8. I think he beat out Colin is great. Yeah, like, and everyone else is doing like relatively close evens for their KDs here. So next map, Skyscraper. I mean, with this, I really hope to see they go back to using some more lurks. Playing that, I feel like on Skyscraper, if you can, the teams who master that are the teams who win. Love to see that. But these close-up risky kills, they're kind of fun. I like watching it. My heart's racing when it's happening, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah, I mean, Hideout is definitely the main cluster of a map. I mean, anything can just happen because, I mean, there's just chaos everywhere. But Skyscraper is definitely the map that favors the lurks. I mean, there is so much room on Skyscraper on each floor to go and do whatever you want. And, you know, you can kill somebody on one side and then wrap all the way around, not get spotted, and, you know, get somebody else. I mean, and the sites some of the sites are definitely more wide open. There's room to play around, and so your actual setups for those can be pretty interesting and a little bit more diverse than I would say Hideout. But Skyscraper, definitely a map. It favors the lurks. There's more long-range engagements due to the longer hallways, and it's personally one of my more favorite maps. I tend to always like Skyscraper and always like playing on it, but yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how both teams adapt to map number 3 here, and it looks like we're sorting some technical stuff, but once we get that, then we will be on way with match number 3.
Yeah, I wonder who Rebel is going to swap in to make sure that they have that victory here. Do you know, so with BCL, do they do, like, we don't go into a third tiebreaker here with a TDM, right? If
no, that was just for the spring tournament.
Okay, cool. So then this is based on score. I believe our first game was 7-2, right? And so, yeah, there's plenty of room to still get the score to have the percentage win. I mean, that's kind of what's important here. Although the oh no, I don't know the name of it. Conference points are important as well, and that you get those by having the overall win.
Yeah. Now,
so it looks like
that said, I was going to say, potentially, but I was going to say that does beg the question of, should there be a final tiebreaker round if there is a 6-6 in terms of like one team gets 7-6, you know what I mean? Like an overtime round.
I actually kind of like the ELO system. I feel like it makes rounds count. Having played in other leagues where you just have purely on the win, but it's a close game, that's not reflected in your ranking. Even if it was an absolute even win, you know, do points really need to be distributed if both teams played equally well? I mean, yeah, I think it's like a philosophical question. You know, should you force a victor, or is you know, can you truly tie? I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, even then, no matter what, if you do have a tiebreaker round, now that I actually think about it, you know, you could have a very advantageous side, and how much does that actually show?
Exactly, yeah. And I've been saying forever, though, free throw competition. Make it happen. That's how you determine who's really the victor around these parts. And so we are on Skyscraper. We have Havoc on the defense here. It's going to be up to show us that they can, again, do those deep lurks. Explosion was trying on Factory. I'd love to see him do it here again. Again, hatches, absolutely crucial for this map. And so we haven't seen much of that before. I, again, want to see that. But I also want to see them get their Rebel getting their last player in. It looks like we have bought Jonathan. This is what happens when you have the Oculus Quest. You just don't have enough battery life to play at this length, it seems like.
That, and I know there's been some, especially on Factory, from teammates that I know that have quests. I know that there's been some frame issues, etc., that just, like, you know, can cause overheating, etc. So that could be something that some of these players are facing as well if they're playing on standalone. But
I did not realize that.
Neither one of us have to worry about that because we're rich and we have Valve indexes. Let's go, baby.
I say I'm gonna start forcing teams to play Factory first if that's the case. What? Yeah, like, we go for long games just to make that work. But yeah, we're a Valve index team as well. Yeah. Oh,
Blizzard with the Kobe.
Speaking of rich, he's rich with iron as he's been put with fragmentations inside of. Oh my gosh, he's already out. We lost another 2 players on the opposite side from B Stark. This is a big map, but they make it played so close up. 2 versus 3. Explosion's nearly dead. Same with Baymask.
And
What's
the
gonna?
the EMP's on the stairs, so he has to go all the way through a window, and then all the way back up, and then all the way back down the stairs because they're one-way stairs.
Again,
Talk about an inconvenience.
plenty of time as long as the EMP isn't exposed to the stairs, and it looks like you could get it behind. They're gonna have time to do it, but as long as they're stealth about it, they could confuse Havoc here, and Havoc might wander around. But you see Explosion Max kind of rotating back. They're gonna play sight. They're gonna play cautious. They have the numbers advantage. They do need to be there together to peek if they want to stop Rebel from pushing in.
Lucius going for it. Uh-oh.
I think he does have his teammate behind him. I think I heard a footstep. Yeah.
Okay. Look at this. I mean, 2 players are at 4 HP. You could breathe on them and they will pass away.
Yeah, but your bullets get deleted if well, I guess no. In this case, yeah, like they just need to land those bullets on him. But yeah, if he dies, those bullets won't count. He won't get those kills.
I mean, Juarez. Oh my God, that's so scary. Puts the EMP there.
Oh,
does a little dance to get out of there.
Yeah, this is not gonna get. Well, again, you're right. He could, if they peek him 1-on-1, he taps him, he wins. Like, Havoc need to be disciplined here.
I mean, we've got Hyja and Waves. They do have a crossfire set up. I mean, they should be able to trade each other out. But Mask is literally just going for it. Oh God.
He needs to tap this and then get Waves. Oh no, he's make noise on the thing. How does he know?
Oh, but
yeah, I say
he was isolating the angles. That's a fair play.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I would have thought like the corridor for sure, but yeah, you don't see too many people setting up on that bomb spot. But yep, I mean again, the odds were against him there. You're right, that crossfire was set up, and he got one at least.
But yeah, Havoc going to be able to take the first round here, and we see a Viper onto Orchid. Always a fan of off-meta weapons, but maybe they make their way into the meta one day. Who knows?
Dude, I can't wait for a game that figures out how to find like deep utility in all items, or in all weapons. I'd love for that because when the game is played by Vezins, I mean everything else is just like a niche situation. Vezin though is the core of it, and I can't wait till we get a little bit more variety.
I agree. I think part of that is because the Vezin is a one-hit headshot, and because all the engagements are so close range. And I've been saying this for a long time, but there's a slight part of me that thinks the Vezin just maybe shouldn't be a one-hit headshot. I will get burned at a stake for saying that, but
I have a ticket out for raising the eco on it, the cost on it. It should be hard to buy a Vezin, and you should be forced to play other stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to see people learn the Maruri or the Canelo or the Oro. Like, you never see those guns used.
Oh, speaking of guns getting used, B-Star executes Explosion Max here as he tries to get that lurk again. Deep lurks, people, deep lurks. Gets overwhelmed, and so now it's 4v5 in favor of the offense. What will happen next as we get shots through the wall? They're trying to deter people from coming in. It's interesting that there's kind of no hallway control here. They're just sticking to the sites and kind of giving up a lot of space. Looks like we might be leaning towards A. We have 4 people over there. 4 kids in a spot where, if Wabez through the wall gets killed.
Through the wall and through the smoke.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that it indicated through the smoke, but yeah, that's catch them off guard. And now, we have 2 people back there on site. Wabez gets caught, and oh my God, yeah, so much has happened. We're down to a 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1. The EMP is put on the wall, but not planted, and so Karma's in the worst case scenario here. No guns, no health, no chance.
A minute 40 on the clock. Karma has a lot of time, but they're going to flash out, and that kind of gives away their position. And they were making footsteps, and so looking for the pick here, and Orchid able to pick him up with the Viper.
Yeah, no gun up. I don't know. Yeah, he thought the area was clear. They were staying back on site, but yeah, once you plant, you got to cover different angles. So yeah, that's Havoc grabbing 2 points, those 2 pistol rounds. So they're probably feeling pretty good right now after what's happened so far in this whole match. See, Wabez up with 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, both teams playing pretty evenly so far. Havoc definitely you know, they're ahead. They're winning their fights so far. I would say this map is definitely a little bit more defender-sided.
For sure, for sure.
Just again with the opportunities for lurks, the amount of space that you have to play with. The hard part of like some of these smaller maps is that when you don't have enough space to play with, you often just get pincered between, you know, 2, 3, 4 different angles, and it's very hard to defend. Whereas on this map, you have so much opportunity to wrap the enemy, and you can play around so many different angles. And so, I mean, that's why I like Skyscraper. There's so many creative ways you can actually defend the map. So
I think a lot of people are frustrated by the fact that the same kind of strategies don't work, but completely agree. This is where this level actually lets you use a lot more tactics in terms of forcing your enemy, funneling to different spots, and yeah, trying something new every round. So we're going through corridor, just kind of checking the middle here. Always love when people take it from the middle, because you know most of the time you see people taking it from the outside, from the stairs, but these hallways are so important. They're gonna be able to hear those footsteps, so they know someone's in the corridor, but they have to peek if they want that to work, and there's no good spot to peek here. We have server room with looks like Wabez back there. It looks like on top of like Cux is in the vent. Cux gets Wabez in server room. There we go. And now we have Orchid on the back of radio room. You know, lots of people in different places, but this will likely be a server push here in just a second.
yeah, man. More of Havoc is set up for A, it looks like, but it seems like they're gonna be going over towards B now. Blizzard trying to get the pick, and he does onto B Stark. Now 4-4, and we see Lee Matos actually trying to wrap around, but Blue.
Lee Matos? He could have went behind him and done so much more, but yet he ran across sight.
Hydra picks up another. Can they make it a third? Karma picks him up. Orchid gets the trade, and now it's a
Blue's
1
in a
versus 2.
sneaky spot. I mean, not a lot of people check this.
6 HP in a dream. Can he make it happen?
Now the thing is if they're both there, they both need to be there. One needs to keep his gun up.
Oh no, the whiff!
That's not what I expected. That's not what I expected.
He had the opportunity, but Blue, unfortunately, not able to pick up either one of the kills. He showed great trigger discipline. Did effort.
Blue blew it.
Blue did blew it.
Unfortunate, and he had to drop. I mean, yeah, he held the discipline, but it was surprising that yeah, they just kind of checked the other way. You know, they were there, they ready to double team on the bomb, but you know, Havoc did the right thing. They aimed their guns together instead of just risking it for the plant or the defuse, excuse me. So now, all right, so we have 3-0, 3 more rounds. Rebel needs to grab some here. Even if you have the that defense, that sweet defense that works for you, it's still hard. You can make mistakes, and so we do want to see Rebel grab some points here. It's going to be their chance to prove, you know, that they can make a comeback. But Havoc right now is probably feeling pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Havoc, they have the economy advantage right now. They're rocking all Vezins, and Rebel, they're all on auto pistols. They do have some util to play with, so that will help them here. But ultimately, they're going up against 5 Vezins. They're going to lose in terms of sheer firepower.
We're seeing so many grenades here. Again, like, yeah, util is the name of the game on this map, just because there's so much area you have to cover. You need to be able to kind of set yourself up, because you can be shot from just about anywhere. You need to isolate your enemies, and so yeah, we're seeing people buy up. Round started, and right now we already have looks like that's Wabez caught them early. Knows they're there. We're gonna have can't see the names too well. Blizzard is gonna be able to hear. He knows they're there, but we have 3 in the lobby. he's ordering with his hands, talking with his hands, making sure it happens. And they're gonna go for a B here.
There's the hatch blown open.
Blizzard and Hydra with, okay, they good. They moved out of that. It's a dangerous spot once the hatch is open. You can pretty much kill anyone in that hallway, but they didn't keep their guns up. They just dropped it, hot drop, so they're going for it. Karma gets Hydra Wolf, Wabez pushing from behind, Blizzard gets 2. Oh my gosh, okay, 3 versus 2. Rebels getting, you know, fish in a barrel. Havoc grab another point.
Oh, but Karma gets the kill from the grave from the Molly.
Yeah, that was, I don't know why they just jumped in there. It's kind of like, I don't know if they're getting frustrated. It's not going their way, but they took a huge risk, and they're not paying off.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? They did throw the flash, so that's how they initially got Hyja. And they were kind of on a weak buy anyway, so might as well get powered numbers. And it seemed to work from that initially, but they had the flank to worry about, which took him out. They had just the overwhelming firepower coming from the connector there, and ultimately that's what put Havoc ahead there. But anyways, Havoc up 4-0. This is a very different storyline than we saw in the first game or even the second game. So.
Yeah.
The question is, are they going to be able to continue it, and are they going to be able to show this same energy over on the Enforcer side when we get over to that, or are we going to see some sort of a comeback from Rebel?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, right now they're up against Blizzard, who has no chill right now with 8-2. If he keeps this up, I don't see Rebel coming back. Defense sided, but if they 6-0 this, you can't make any mistakes. No mistakes at all.
Yeah, and so I think we finally have our first fourth push. And speaking of that, Waves gets the first kill onto Beastark, starting off within the first 10 seconds of the round.
Trip nade on from Orchid, killing Blue. Got to check when you jump in those windows. And it's 5v3 in favor of Havoc once again.
Yeah, I mean, Rebel, their speed and aggression was working for them on the first couple maps, but I think perhaps they maybe taken it a little bit too fast going into this, first half of the third game here, and hopefully they choose to adapt to that. But Kux, as we see, gets dropped to 22 HP, can't take that fight. Waves picks up Baymask, and so Rebel just not really winning any gunfights. Cox gets taken out by Orchid, and now it's a 1 versus 5 for Karma. And going into the final round, their eco's not look that great.
Yeah, this is wild. I mean, a complete shift. And I think your analysis is on point. It's a big map. They're just rushing in and not using that map to their advantage.
Karma looking for some divine inspiration.
Yeah.
Trying to pray to the
see you. We hope for you, but yeah, you gotta change it up. Oh, okay, he's got some moves too. Do the worm, come on. Hit the gritty. And so he's gonna be saving that gun. If we look at the money, he has to. I mean, no one on his team is gonna be able to afford for next round. Beastark might be able to. I don't think you can. I think it's like a little over 1K that you need. But yeah, they're hurting for cash, and they're going to be at the disadvantage in this next round. This is the eco just is unrelenting. If you mess up, you do 2 pistols, and then you buy a gun. You have to go back to pistol, and then you have a chance for a gun, and looks like they forced a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, 50 seconds left. We know Karma's just going to be saving here, just kind of chilling. I mean, look at that too. No damage even done to Havoc. No damage at all.
Oh my god, I did not notice that. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate for Rebel. I mean, it just shows that they were dying before anything started. I mean, one of them died to a headshot right at the beginning. Another died to a set of trip mines. The other 2 pushed in and just got shot. No, one pushed in and then one got shot in the middle. But man, that was over. But yeah, get hurt.
Is Karma, you good there, bro?
Well, sometimes you gotta relieve stress however you can. Shoot some blanks, and if you use the quest too much, you probably do shoot a lot of blanks. And so, hey, oh no,
sometimes you give a little, sometimes you receive a little bit. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs practice. I respect that he takes the time to figure out how to make people happy.
And what better
the crowd we're talking about, because he's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, we have our final round of our half here. And again, Rebel need a point. It's gonna be a game where they cannot risk mistakes. But again, on the defense is completely different. They cannot make the mistakes they're making here on the defense. And so, I
was gonna say, let me bring up too. We are pointing out these mistakes, but we are rooting for Rebel to get around.
No. I'm being critical, but I want these teams to to see what's happening. That's the point of the cast. Is
we want success on all sides. So
we're seeing. Well, I like a little bit of bias. I'm not gonna lie, but I do agree that both these teams are doing great. They're just exploiting each other on the different maps. You're kind of seeing which maps favor which teams, and it's just wild to see how it kind of changes up. So the narrative's quite different. You're too kind. You're too unbiased. I like a little bit of a little bit of hate.
A little bit of banter. I knew you were always feeling like a bad bitch.
I try to keep it spicy. Try to keep it spicy for sure. And so speaking of spicy, we have the radio right here. Looks like they're about to nade out this wall. They have a sensor there. We have Orchid in the room with Havoc ready to shoot him out. We have no one on the window here, so they're all going, oops, all corridor. But it might, in that nade, does a little bit of damage, but not enough. That could have taken out 2 so quickly. If someone popped in the window and worked with them, I mean, there are trips, so they can't jump in, but...
Blue tried, but unfortunately didn't really have his team to cover any of the angles. Havoc gets a couple kills there.
Looks like they pinged the window, so they know someone is going there now.
But, I mean, they have the double mine set up on the window. So somebody goes through that window, and they are going to blow up. Just straight up.
Peek, but it's really hard. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to be locked out of the window. It's up to their teammates to kind of shoot that. They can get someone across. Oops.
Oh, Beastark picks up Venom, looks away just at the wrong time. And so they are alert to the fact that there's players over towards the B site.
Now they're moving into this corridor on the defense here. They're going to try to make that work. But yeah, we have the offense running away. They got their pick. Reset. You have plenty of time. Speaking of reset, they might have just changed things up as now Wabas gets Karma, and we have 2 versus 4. They do have the EMP, but this is gonna be a hard push for them. We do have one breach. That's good. So they have a chance.
Ooh. Did you just take a shot to the face there through a wall?
I did not know you could shoot through that wall. That little window there.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be using that to my advantage next time.
This is why I need to cast more.
Yeah, I say we're seeing a lot of interesting things here, like Havoc taking 6 points home after a couple games that we didn't exactly see it like this, but Havoc's time to shine. And if they win 7-0 or 7-1, they technically win overall percentage-wise. I mean, what a change up.
I mean, yeah, they need to win at least 7-1, right?
Yeah, if they don't, it's a true tie. But yeah, if they get it, they effectively won from a percentage point. In BCL, you can lose ELO even if you do win the game, because there's kind of an expected win. It's a little hard to calculate off the fly, but the formula is easy, but I can't do it in my head. Havoc technically should have a higher ELO here, and we're expected to win. So because of such a close game, they might lose some points.
But either way, I mean, this pistol round then, speaking of, has such importance for Havoc to try to pull ahead here, and for Rebel to try to stop the victory for Havoc. So, and they're up 6-0. Rebel can't make any mistake here, as we said.
Yeah, I mean, if we basically need to see a perfect game. I mean, at this point, play cautiously, use your time, pick people off, reset. And right now we see them hopping inside, but on the opposite side of the map. This gives them some time to explore, push out lurkers. I mean, sometimes you see people, they would have heard the steps and stuff, but we don't see that we have any lurkers over here. We do have an upstairs lurk who might come quite a bit later, or they're just going to be holding the hatch. One corridor, one on each site. Actually, we might have 2 in the corridor.
But that's good that they're, Havoc are actually taking their time here, right? They're playing this carefully. They're using that clock, which is really good because, I mean, you get 3 minutes around. If you've played any other like FPS or VR FPS, you'll know that 3 minutes is so much time comparatively speaking.
Yeah, for sure. It's like the game may only go to 7, but man, yeah, it can take just as long as a lot of other games. Blizzard and Orchid both take out a kill, respectively.
The double nade on the Beastark picking up 2 with a frag.
All right, and now, I mean, Havoc still have the advantage here. Wabez is nearly dead. Orchid and Blizzard are there. I mean, it's 3 versus 2. They have to go through a hallway here. They do have a breach foam. Blizzard just picked one up. And there we go. Our lurk's coming from behind, and now we're going to see how this map will be played.
Oh, and Beastark runs out of ammo, unfortunately, and that's the drawback of the automatic pistol here. And perfect smoke to cover the flank. Question is, are they going to realize?
I think he
It
made
seems
some
like
steps and they hurt him. And there we
Gets-
go. Havoc with a 7-0.
that's insane. What, like, you go from getting 7-2'd, right? You regroup a little bit, you tie the second game 6-6, and then you just 7-0.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it
the
shows you
storyline.
how different the maps are. I mean, and the sides matter, the maps matter, and great players across. But yeah, completely different game. Completely different.
That is a wild timeline if I've ever seen one.
And I can't wait to see how the new map affects everything as well. Once
because you get 7-2'd, right? That's going to be such a kick in the morale, and then for Havoc, they get the chance of, okay, we tied the second game, and Rebels like, okay, we tied the second game after having such a dominating victory. So maybe somehow the level of morale shifted between two teams significantly, and I think that's kind of what we have here. Havoc, they played the better game in the second and third.
Blizzard with that KD, we were talking about KD Warriors before. He got the score and the KD 11-2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, great plays, but yeah, I think if they just would have slowed it down, used their map, we could see Rebel bringing it back.
Yeah, but ultimately, great game played by both teams. But Havoc will be the victor here. They lost map 1, but tied map 2, and then they won in a more dominating fashion on map 3. So, if I'm right, then they should be the victors for today, and that is probably gonna do it for today's stream. So, Superhero, thank you so much as always for being my absolute favorite co-host here. And special shout out, of course, as always, to the one and only Ruby who hosts this channel. They are just amazing with the cams as usual. So thank you, Ruby, for the camera work today. And thank you all for tuning in and watching. Superhero, you got any final words?
Play more Breachers. See you next week.
See you around.
See you guys.